Welcome back to Open Court Basketball 101. And if you're going to talk with big guys, why not have the... Can you move over, dude?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. If you're going to talk to big guys, why not talk to the biggest big man? Shaq, obviously, you changed the game. You changed the way that the game was played in the post, your athleticism and dominance. What does the post game today mean? Is it upsetting to you where the post game has gone?
It's weak right now. It's very upsetting. First of all, I'd like to thank the guards because when I came in, I didn't want to be just an average big man. I wanted to be a big man with style. So I used to study everything that they did, minus the shooters because I wasn't a great shooter. When I was coming up, my father preached Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. And the first move I learned from age 9 to like 12, 13 was the skyhook. So I'm a kid out there playing with little kids and I'm doing a skyhook. It wasn't cool to me. Then I seen this cat, J.R. Reed from North Carolina. He was doing the jump hook. I was like, I like that move. And then after J.R. Reed, I started watching Patrick Ewing. I said, you know what? Patrick Ewing mean, he got the jump hook. I like that. Let me study that. Let me master that. Then in high school in San Antonio, David Robinson comes up. He was a guy that liked to run the floor. I was like, you know what? I like to run. I got my guard skills. Let me do that. So the Shaq character was David Robinson running, Patrick Ewing's ferocity, and Ronnie Cycli when he dunked. He got his legs up. He got his legs up. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put these three guys together, and there you got Shaq.
So can you walk us through some of the things that you ended up learning from this center position once you established as to how teams were going to try to slow down the Diesel?
The first year in the league was the hardest for me because high school, I didn't study tape. College, I didn't study tape. So I thought that would transition over.
Once he started watching film and we say, no, big fella, get deeper, get deeper, get deep. Now I give it to him. Now he goes to work.
Because I used to get it and I was like, you know what, it's a lot of big guys here, but I got to establish myself. I used to just get it and go, not knowing where the double was going to have a lot of turnover. But once I start studying tape, I realized they're not coming off shooters. They're either going to come from the 4 or they're going to come from the guy right here. So what I would do early, if I'm not deep,
you're not deep.
Get it.
You're not deep.
Okay,
there you go.
So now I'm deep. So if it's coming from the 4 right there, a lot of times I had Jeff Turner, Horace Grant who could make the shot. I would go like I'm doing something, give them the bow, get them off balance, and throw it back to the guy right there.
Did you say give him the bow?
Show him the bow. Strike that from the tape. Show him the bow.
But how dynamically different was it for you to go from Orlando learning to slow down a little bit to then all of a sudden being in a system with the triangle offense that puts you in the post with opportunities with cutters? Can you kind of, how was that process to learn where you're going to be effective in that?
I realized in the triangle, we always send a cutter this way, and you send a cutter this way. So now I got to decide by myself. That's barbecue chicken. So I'm taking my time. I would take my time, and the double would probably come off Grant. D. Scott would spot up. I'll throw it to the shooter there, or just go make my move, or just throw it to the shooter over there, or just do the dumbass running jump hook that I always used to do. But I had to get mine first. I used my teammates, and it was a good system because people were always moving. People were always moving, and we had certain options.
We come set the screen right here sometimes.
Set the screen right here, and then I always play with great shooters. I've always had the luxury to play with great shooters. So if we put a shooter right here and you set a screen for me, Smitty, I would get it. I would bait, but I would always see what the defense is doing. And D. Scott, Glenn Rice, Mitch Richmond, Kobe Bryant, guys would always be right there.
Shaq, can I ask the question in the triangle? I thought was the hardest part. Me and Brent talked about that. When basketball came to the corner, and you
High
would
side,
feel,
Reggie.
but
High side, yeah, like that.
I learned that from Karl Malone because he was the only little guy that used to get me in trouble. So see, like Karl used to run, try to bump me up. So Karl used to use my strength against me,
right,
and always post up.
Boom.
So when I was in get mine mode, B. Shaw right there, and then we also had something called the Shawshank Redemption. So you get it right there because the guy leaning on me, right? You guys
spin for the lob, spin for the lob, yeah, spin for the lob.
Let me ask you a question, because we see, and the numbers speak for themselves, you being able to score. Some of the guys that of your generation that you played with, who was the toughest to try to stop Shaq? When you mentioned David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Yao Ming, who are some of these guys that maybe
Ironically, none of those guys that you named. I've always had a problem with guys that were smaller than me. Malone, Oakley, Barkley, and the guy who I hated was Rick Mahorn, because Rick Mahorn was bigger than me. He'd do this, and as soon as I make the move, I let go.
Chair on you.
Yeah, and pull the chair on me. So I never had a problem with the big guys because, they were the same size, so I would try to get those guys.
Big Country Reed.
Oh, yeah, Big Country Easy.
Good call, yeah.
Big guys, though, especially shot blockers like Zoe and Dikembe, no jump hooks, no layups, it's all dunks. Because a shot block, you got to take the face. So those guys were, I'm the defensive player here, I'm not going to dunk. So I would give them that, I'd give them the booty bump.
Yeah.
A little bit of carrying also, I'd give them the booty bump right there. And then I show them the bow. And I had this thing where I would always come back like that. And they can never get to
And you're not worried about Dikembe?
No, never. That's Zimbabwe chicken, right?
How was it to try to guard Big Rich Smith 7'2" with that soft touch?
Guys that could step out and shoot always get me problems. Because one, I'm not playing defense, and two, I just could never. And then, you got guys like Reggie coming off the screen, so when he get
Showing and
he get bumped, these guys complaining, running to the screen front. So if I don't just show, so I would show, and then they throw it back to Rick, and nobody rotated him. Yeah, so I'm looking at the stat: Rick Smith's 20, Shaq 8. Rick Smith's kill Shaq again. So it got to the point where y'all don't help me, I'm not helping y'all.
When Shaq first came into the league, right? So I'm guarding Penny Hardaway out here, and Shaq is posted, and I'm supposed to come back and double, okay? And I forget who was guarding him. I think it was
Buddha?
No.
Lambeer?
No. One of the. I think maybe it's Sally or somebody. It was somebody small, right? But stand behind Shaq, Reggie. I swear to God, I'm supposed to go back. Don't throw it in.
Okay.
I look back and I'm like, ain't nobody guarding Shaq. I couldn't see the defenders. Like that's the first time I ever looked on the basketball court and somebody was standing behind somebody and you couldn't see him. I was like, oh, who got Shaq?
I scored 28,000 points on 2 moves: the jump hook, the drop step, and the elbow juice. I know I said 2 moves, but the elbow juice, that move don't count. So it's 2 moves. So,
Shaq, I played with you for a year and a half in Phoenix, and the thing that surprised me is, as big as you are and as dominant and as much abuse as you dish out, you took a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people would come and be physical, and I thought sometimes would get away with things with you because you were so big. Did that ever bother you throughout the course of your career?
most of us are friends here, so when I get a hard foul, for example, if Isaiah hard foul me, I know it's out of respect. There's a few guys that when they fouled you hard, you had to watch out. Lambeer was one of them. Okay. One time, I think it was my rookie sophomore year, Lambeer fouled me pretty hard, and I told him, next time you do that, we're gonna be on ESPN.
But Isaiah told him to do it. I'm just messing with you.
My philosophy was bring the pain first.
Right.
Bring the pain first. And if you knew it was coming, you could really prepare for it. So if it's a guy one of you guys fouled me, I knew it was out of respect, I turned the mad button on. But if it was a guy that was trying to hurt me, I might have to get 4 or 5 games.
All right, well, speaking of bringing the pain as we wrap up Basketball 101, Shaq, 1 free throw, we're on the line for suicides. You miss. We run. We all know this drill. Thank you guys for joining us here, Open Court.
Shaq, come on, Shaq.
Basketball 101, please.
Don't make me run.
That's going to do it for Basketball 101. Thanks for joining us here, Open Court. The Diesel with the free throw.
Open court on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Open court.
Yeah.